Hey everyone, it's Jason. So the other day while I was working on hanging drywall, I was pulling one of the can lights down and found that it was extremely hot. And it's got some of the old cloth braided wiring. So what we're going to do today is we're going to switch those out. We're going to put some new cans in. The awesome thing is I can use new construction cans instead of the uh, already the remodel cans. So what I'm gonna need today to do this, I'm gonna be using a pry bar tool from Esting, as well as hammer, um, wire cutters, nice pair of Milwaukee's, knife, and a flathead screwdriver. As well as the light itself, and then the can. So this is a new construction can. So we'll be setting it a little bit different than if it was a remodel can. All right, first things first, what you got to do is you have to take down the old can. So I moved the camera a little bit closer just so you can see a little bit better. Hopefully we can get everything in the shot that we need. So first thing you can see here, they just did tape over the connections. I don't like to do that. It's just, this house is really old. That was totally okay to do it back then. There's just better ways to do it now. So we're first going to, and always make sure that you switch the breaker off before you cut any wires. So cut the wires, and there. Now our can is down. Then on the box here, well, that pulled out because I had already loosened this, but the wires were coming in here. So these screws were tightened down on the two wires, holding those in place. So because I had already loosened those, when I pulled on it just a little bit, it went ahead and came down. All right, I've got my old can down. So the next thing to do is get the wire prepped. So I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. So what you're going to do is cut the sheathing, this plastic peak cover, and so split it right down the middle and peel that back. The paper in there, and cut that off too. And then you'll see your three wires. So pull all this back and then cut it all. And now the next part is to use your wire strippers to go ahead and expose the ends of the actual wires. So what you want to do, the wire strippers, if you've never done any electrical, as you can see here, they're marked on what size wire. And one side is the markings, though they're different on each side. So one side is the markings for stranded wire. One side is the markings for just straight wire. Pretty much you're not going to run into a whole lot of stranded when you're doing home electrical. So let's see, solid wire, and so I like to give it a twist and then a pull. All right, a quick twist, and then you got, from about right here to the end is now exposed to make your connection. All right, that is done. So now the next part is putting all the connections in our can in the system. So this can comes with the wire connectors. So this box actually just goes over this part. When you're looking at it, it would look like that. There's a little tab here that you would just pull it back a little bit and pop that off. So the next thing to do, you'll notice that the can has all these knockout holes. So we'll have to choose one of those to knock out. That's where our wire's going to come through. I'm just going to go in the middle here. So just use your screwdriver, put it in the slot, pry it up, and then twist it. It'll come right out. The next thing, so you're going to need to hold those wires in place. So I just took this off the old box, and I'm going to reuse it. So this guy just goes in here. And then it has a little nut, like so. And personally, I like to hold the nut in place and then twist here. It's hard to do it on camera for you guys, sorry. All right, so that guy's on. Next, we've got it open, and we're going to feed our wire through. So, get this guy coming through, and what I'm going to do is go ahead and connect these guys. So the nice thing about these connectors that they provide, here, I'll pull this out. So there's 4 holes in each connector. All you have to do is, everything's color coded, black, white, and neutral. So anything that's exposed is your ground back, white is your neutral, black is your hot. It should always be that way. If it's not, it's messed up. Put the power wires in. So I'll put this guy and just push it in here, and then black to black, and just push that guy in. And so that those are in there. Now this is going to the next light in the series. So there's 2 lights in this series. So they have to be connected in the same way. There we go. All right, so now same thing. Ground is going in here. All right, and the black wire, I'll bring that a little closer so hopefully, so the black wire just gets pushed into the connector in a free spot. and then the neutral gets pushed into a free spot in the neutral connector. So when you're putting these together, it doesn't matter which spot they're in the connector, as long as they're all pushed in. So I'm gonna bring this a little bit closer. So when you're looking at this, you can look in and see your wires, see if they're pushed in all the way. It's not doing a good job of focusing on that so you can see it very well, but you can kind of see it right there. All right, now that I have bring this over. Now that I have all the wires put in, the next thing I got to do is tighten up those two screws so that my wiring stays in place. So I'm going to do that real quick off camera, just because it's not necessarily I think you can figure out how to tighten two screws. All right, I've gotten everything tightened up as far as the screws, so now let's just put the plate back on. So I showed you how to put it off, pull it off. We're gonna push all the wires back into this box. And put this plate on. All right, so now that that's on, now what we've got to do is actually hang the can. So as you can see, these boards are here as part of sound dampening. So, all right, so the next thing I got to do is take this board out from here over to here, because these pieces are going to be nailed into the boards up here. So I want to go ahead and cut that out real quick. I'm going to use my nice Milwaukee hacksaw. So one moment and I'll have that popped right out. All right, now that's out of the way, and now all I have to do is get my light where I want it. All right, and the light actually has nails in the frame here. So now all I have to do is drive those nails. All right, that's one side done. And then this actually telescopes to be the length that you need it. So, got that telescoped out. Now I have to just drive this other nail. All right, now that our can, the actual can is installed, now all we have to do is actually put the light in. So the LED lights now come in a couple styles that are different ways to put them in. So they usually come with the end here that you can plug right, that you can screw right in like a regular light bulb. And I can show you on this can. So there's a little cap in there. And you just pull that guy out and screw it in like a regular light bulb. Pretty much all of them now also have this little connection right here. So if your can has an orange connector like this, just plug the orange connector in and then you are all set. So, all right, so I actually choose to go ahead and separate them. So then that way I don't have the light flopping around in my face while I'm trying to screw this in. So I'm going to go ahead and screw this guy in. All right, so now you just got to hook these guys back together. And then the power's off, and I have another light to wire before I go ahead and turn this on to show it's working. But the last thing, so this has two little springs on each side. You can kind of see them there. So in there, what you do to install when you get ready is put these together. And then push that in there. All right, one thing I did forget to mention is there are slots to put those springs in so that the can stays. So if you look in there, you see where those clips are in there. Your springs will go inside those clips and then it'll stay better. All right, so we've got our lights installed. As you can see, it's on and working, so everything was done properly. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to subscribe, click like, and leave a comment. Let me know what you would like me to show you how to do next. Thanks. Have a great day.